All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing a little bit of testing, and if you have been playing the 2.1 patch, you might be familiar with some of the music, some of the stuff that's currently playing in the background. We are fighting Dark Lorelei, and one thing you get to do while you're fighting Dark Lorelei is, well, try out Brant. But I'm not just going to go through, I'm not just going to clear this immediately, right, and just move on with the story. What I wanted to do was a little bit of testing on how hard his kit is to use. And I've done a couple of runs. You can just go ahead and restart the fight by clicking this button after clicking escape. I've done that a bunch of times. And it's safe to say that Brant, there are a couple of nuances to him. So we're going to be testing out a couple of rotations. We're going to be testing out all the different ways that he can generate his forte and kind of get ourselves into what some of the optimal combinations might be looking like. So with that, I'm just going to walk us through what we're doing over here. So I want to start off by just building up Concerto and then simulating an actual rotation. We're just going to build up Concerto on our Spectral Rover over here. And then get a swap on over to Brant. Intro skill in. And then uses Liberation. 1, 2. And as you can see, that didn't really get me to 100%. And now I'm getting hit, and it's a bit of a disaster, right? The idea in all of Brant's rotations is to simply get to this ability, swap off so that he doesn't get interrupted, and allow him to deliver that massive nuke. And as you saw, that did a lot of damage. That did a lot of damage. And it did so much damage that I don't think this Lorelei is going to survive another rotation. So we'll go ahead and we'll restart, and I'll see you all in another one. All right. So now, after a little bit more practice, we're going to go ahead, build up more of that Concerto, and then go through Brant's rotation. So essentially, when we're on Brant, what we want to do is we want to intro onto him. We'll enter in at basic attack stage 2, and then we'll basic attack a single time, then hold down the heavy. And then we're ready to go. We got the bonus, or we got all of our forte, and we just did his entire combo. And we just swap back to him, and our forte circuit is ready. So that is what his entire rotation will look like. You'll basically have full Concerto by the time you land with the ability. But when you do your first swap to maybe another character, your Concerto isn't going to be filled. And so let's go ahead, let's try it again. So as you guys all saw on that one, what Brant ended up doing was he introed in, he used his Liberation, you built up his Bravo with just a single air combo, it's completely filled, and then you're going to go ahead and fill all of the Bravo up, use his Enhanced Resonance skill, and then swap off, preferably to a character like maybe Chang Li, to do a little bit of her kit. Go back to Brant, and his entire Concerto bar is going to be ready. It is going to be full. And so we're going to demonstrate that one more time, and we'll be able to zoom in, see all of that stuff in action. Just, I'm going to see this cutscene in my dreams. So we already did it once. Let's do it again real fast.
Sense your weakness. Moment of resonance.
Let the flames rise.
Enter in at stage 2. Basic attack once. Hold it. And then just keep holding down basic attack. Boom. And we're ready to go. Brant swapped onto. And what you can see over here, right, is my Phoebe is on the field. But my Brant's Concerto is full. My Brant's Concerto right now is completely full. And that is how fast his rotations actually are. It's comparable to many support characters. And when you switch back to him, look at that. Full Concerto. I'm back and I'm ready on Rover. And that's kind of the ins and outs, right, of this character's rotation. They intro in, and they're basically going to have everything. And they're going to have it in literally seconds. It's actually a little bit mind-blowing how fast his rotation is. I will say, though, I'm not sure you can think about quick swapping at various points in his rotation, but I would say that this is definitely the simplest one that you can do. Now let's try it maybe with a little bit of quick swap. Let's try it with a little bit of quick swap now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick swap during maybe like either his spin or something along those lines. We'll have to see. We'll have to experiment which one actually makes the most sense to quick swap with. I'm going to see this cutscene in my dreams. Yeah, I might.
I sense your weakness. End has come. One with the sounds.
Epic shot. Let the flames rise. Focus, will you?
Oh, we missed the swap there. But that one was close. That one was close. We almost got the whole combo off. And that seemed pretty damn fast. That seemed pretty damn fast. We'll run it back one more time until we get it. So the attack chain that I'm using there is pretty simple. I'm introing in, then I'm using my liberation, and then I am basic attacking 2 times in the air, and then holding for a heavy attack in the air. And that's resulting in a... That's not doing like the vertical spin that you might usually see, so there must be like something that's going on a little bit different. I think you might have to only basic attack a single time and then heavy attack. Because I think I read somewhere about his liberation or his intro skill starting you off in a later stage. Let me double check that real fast before this run. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we've done a little bit more research. And it turns out that Brant's intro skill, when you do use it, it starts him off at the second stage of his basic attack chain while in the air. So it might just be that you hold your heavy attack. Yo, just hit it and it'll start working. You just gotta hit her to wake her up. Only for the echoes, though. Only for the echoes. Not real people. Only for echoes. All right, let's do the quick swap rotation now, ladies and gentlemen.
Bad timing. Strike, the hour is upon us.
Epic shot. Let the flames rise.
Use one basic attack, then the heavy, then swap off during it. Go back. And then use his... Oh, there we go. We got it.
Swift and resolute.
We got it, ladies and gentlemen. That is kind of what it looks like. Now imagine it against a boss that isn't this annoying. But we did get it right there. And I gotta say, that has to be some of the most interesting gameplay we have in the game. And so overall, I would say there's definitely a lot of room to practice with this character. You're gonna have to learn a lot of the different movesets that the bosses are using and time it so that you just don't get hit when you're using this guy's air attacks. Because the difference between his Bravo generation when he's in the air and his Bravo generation when he's on the ground is absolutely absurd. He basically does not generate any of his Forte circuit relative to air attacks while he's on the ground, and getting those combos off in the air, specifically that one heavy attack, and then following up with just spamming basics after the heavy attack, that will get you to full Bravo, let you cast that resonance skill, swap during its insanely long animation, and then from there, you just move forward. You have his intro skill or you have his outro skill ready so that you can swap to a character like Chang Li and then keep going with her. And so with that, I would say Brant is a character with a lot of potential. It's just going to be a little bit difficult getting him to work and getting the hang of him for the first time. But once you figure out some of his optimal combos, he does require, you know, a little bit of a negative edging, some decisive button presses. You'll be ready to go. So when it comes to Brant's kit and what we were actually doing to get off some of those optimal combos, what we did was we went into Stage 2 of his basic attack chain. We made sure that Stage 2 was completed, basically hitting the target with the grapple, and then we went ahead and we held down the normal attack button to attack the target continuously and then flip backwards. And then once you do that flip backwards, you'll just go ahead and keep spamming that normal attack to go ahead and fill up all of that Bravo and get that Forte circuit ready to go to deliver the massive damage that you're going to be seeing over here. The one thing to note is that when Brant uses his Resonance Liberation, his Bravo generation is increased by 100%. And so you're on a bit of a time limit after you cast this liberation, and that's why getting hit in the air, not getting off your air dodges, getting knocked to the ground can cause some trouble in your rotations. I would say that his baseline resonance skill, this one, Anchors Away, you actually don't need to ever use this ever in his rotations. There's pretty much no circumstance where you're using Anchors Away or even his plunging attack to get off those fastest combos. So kind of pretend that his resonance skill button doesn't actually exist on the character until he has full Bravo and Return from the Ashes is ready. And I think that is how, just from a, cursory preview of his kit, that's how I think you're going to get the most mileage out of his kit. And hopefully those demonstrations earlier were helpful in showing off some of the quick swap, were helpful in showing off all the different abilities and the potential for his kit. Very excited for his release. So let me know what you all think. I think he's pretty awesome. I think he has a lot of potential. Of course, he's still hard to build, so you're gonna have to work for that potential. And peace out.